Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Title Tuesdays. My name is Kevin Tacher, the founder and CEO of Independence Title, and as always, we're the premier title company here in South Florida. And today we have a special episode. We're joined by Ryan Kulman. He's the owner of the Broward Real Estate Investors Association. So we're going to talk about a couple of things here in the next 10-minute show that's going to lead into a big event that they're having in the next week. So pay attention. Welcome to the show today.
Thanks. Well, thanks for having me.
So, you know, what I like to always talk about when we have the different guests on the show is the importance of what you do and how it relates to our business and how it relates just to the industry. Right. And one of the things that I think are unique is you see so many of these events, and I see so many speakers that go at all these different events, and the problem is most of them have never done a deal themselves.
Right.
So one of the things that, as you're watching the show here today, I want to talk about the importance of you yourself being a licensed real estate agent, being an investor yourself, buying and selling deals, and how important it is for them watching to understand that having these licenses and actually doing the deals is what sets you apart from someone that may be standing there trying to sell them some real estate course that they've never flipped a deal themselves.
Sure. Yeah, you know, Kevin, it's kind of like when you have rehabbers that have been also a contractor, so they really know the ins and outs. Starting in humble beginnings as a real estate agent with Charles Realty about 15 years ago, and learning that side of it, learning that aspect of it. So it's kind of like getting your feet wet kind of thing, starting out that way, and then obviously learning at some point in time that the 3% commission just really isn't cutting it. While my investors are making all the money, I'm only making 3%. So at a certain point in time, I started to come over to the lighter side, not the darker side. And I think that it's important for you guys to also understand that learning different aspects of the business just gives you more ability to stay flexible depending upon what type of deal it is, and to gain that experience. So as a real estate agent, I've learned out how, obviously, all of the contracts, how to fill out contracts, how to do listings for all the short sales that we do. My partners and I have done over 610 short sales that we have bought. Wow. So learning that portion of it, of what it takes, and also working with real estate agents. When you've been a real estate agent, now you kind of get into the mindset of what when you're working with other real estate agents, whether they're representing a buyer that we are selling, whether they're representing a listing on the MLS on a property that we're looking at. So it just kind of gives you that flexibility and the ease to be able to deal with the whole structure of the deal from beginning to end, and coming from the perspective of, okay, I know what it's like on the agent side, and now being an investor, you have that flexibility. So for me, becoming the investor is something that staying licensed is important. It's getting a real estate license. I've always heard, for years, that they're going to turn it into a 2-year or 4-year degree. So don't lose your real estate license. Even if you're not using it, I don't care if you're out there selling cars, do what you have to do with the continuing education and keep your license in check. It creates also the opportunity for us, whenever I do a rehab, I can list the property
yourself without having to pay a commission.
Exactly. I can keep myself from paying that 3% commission. So, and again, when we do short sales, if I have someone else that's buying the short sale and I'm heading up the negotiations, I can be the listing agent and still form partnerships that way as well. So it just kind of keeps that flexibility. It gives you a little more overall experience.
All right. So we learned a couple of things here. If you're listening, one is that you're a realtor. You have other opportunities for income streams, and it's important because we have so many of the students that come in from many different investor clubs. They'll come in and they just want to know more that they may not be learning there. They say, well, what can I do to do what Ryan's doing? And we say, well, you have a unique opportunity. And I know many of them that I can just spout out their names and tell you. They walk in our office and they say, what can we do? And we say, well, this is what you can do. You have your real estate license. You can now get into wholesaling deals. You can get a fix and flip. We'll arrange you with a hard money loan. We deal with many hard money lenders. So, it's a unique thing to learn, is that you can get into this business and not only make your 3% commission, but now you can get into a piece of the game. Right. And one thing that I thought was unique that you said, and it's something that many people hear, is they think it's get rich quick. They go to these seminars that are get rich quick, and they'll spend the money and they'll become rich. But if you notice, or rewind if you didn't hear it, he said 15 years ago he got his real estate license. So 15 years ago, fast forward now, he's a real estate agent. He's a investor, and he owns one of the largest real estate clubs in the nation, which we're going to talk about now, which is BREIA.
Right. And that's a good point that Kevin's making, guys. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, okay? Building a business, we're both business owners. Kevin has a very successful business here. As a matter of fact, I accidentally went to the other office, the old office, before I came to these new fabulous offices you guys have moved in, because you have expanded so much. I mean, we've been doing business with you guys for years, and we've watched your growth, you know, exponentially. So it's important to understand that it's a marathon. When you're building a business, you're building that career, it takes time. So it's not a get rich quick. And that's the same kind of philosophy that we have through our organization, the Broward Real Estate Investors Association. As a networking and education organization, we try to educate newbie investors or even new real estate agents that are just starting out in the business that you have to pace yourself. Learn the process, make all the right connections, make sure that you're doing business with all the right people and stuff. So that's how we actually came to Independence Title, was through Charles Ruttenberg. You know, when you're meeting the right people, they're going to help guide you to the people that you need for your power team. And Independence Title, as well known in the reputation as being probably the most investor-friendly title company that there is. I mean, I remember we had an article that we did about you guys on a deal in one of our newsletters, where we had a property we were selling, and the buyer that we had brought to the table was using hard money. He told us he was using cash, but sometimes they're using hard money as well. That's all right.
Story. They want you to think it's cash.
Absolutely. Listen, as long as they close at the end of the day. But the problem was that his hard money fell through, and Kevin and his team literally at 12 o'clock noon found another buyer, found a new hard money lender through their network, brought that hard money buyer in, and by 2 o'clock, you guys had the deal closed for us. So,
it's network. You know, I always talk about my business was built off of relationships and building relationships. You know, from your side, yes, it's relationships, but it's education. When we're talking about the Investor Club, one of the unique things with BREIA is that they're nationally recognized, which we're going to talk about their National EXPO that's coming up here in another week. That if you're not at this event, when you're talking anywhere from 500 to 800 people show up at any one time at this event, that's what you need to do. You need to get into these events, you need to go to these investor clubs, you need to network with all the people. And I always say it's better to learn from Ryan's mistakes than to make the mistakes yourself, and it's going to cost your pocket so much money. So why would you not go to an investor club, network with the people? You know, part of my success is I joined all of these clubs and I met all of these big time investors that are doing deals. And that was the whole deal. Right. And I said, what can I do to help support your organization? What can I help support BREIA and the other clubs and just help them grow?
Sure.
And in return, all I want is your commitment to my business.
Yeah. And that's what we see Kevin and his team. You guys are always getting involved, and you know, especially like, you know, on the social media, your Title Tuesdays, which are awesome, guys. You guys need to be tuning into these things because it's all about the education, and that's where, you know, for us at BREIA, that we want to not only just, you know, provide that education people, but that networking platform. All of the corporates that we have involved in this expo, which is next Thursday, November the 3rd, they are people that we do business with. And if we haven't done business with them, then we know people that do business with them. So they've been vetted. They are, you know, some of the top people in the industry, and it's going to be a great, you know, opportunity. It's going to be not only an opportunity for networking, whether you're a newbie investor or if you've even been around for a little while, because sometimes, you know, as we know, even if you've been in the business for a little while, there's always an opportunity for you to make new relationships with people.
So something you guys need to do is, you know, you dust off those cobwebs, right? Halloween's all about cobwebs. Dust off the cobwebs, because I've seen investors come out that haven't done a deal in 5 years, and they say, you know what, I wasn't well, I was taking care of a family member, I had to go get a regular job, and now the market's back, I want to get back into it, or maybe they came into some money and they want to start rehabbing. But you have to dust off the cobwebs to learn what's happening in today's market, because what's happening today will not be happening in 6 months from now. It's going to be a totally different market in 6 months from now. Same concept, but different resources. And the problem is the rehabber that you're dealing with now, you may not be dealing with in 6 months from now, because something could have happened with them. And that's one of the good things about going to the clubs and going to the expo, is the people there are vetted. When I go to the BREIA every single month, I have to look Ryan and his partners in their face and say hello and know that I'm doing good business. And if I wasn't doing good business, and we've talked about some stories of other title companies that have done some things, word gets around, this is what you did, or you screwed this client, or you lost a deal. And we're all about saving deals, getting the deal done, getting it done on time.
And that happens to us a lot. I mean, the funny thing is that even though throughout the years we have probably gone through, got to be 20 different title companies, Independence Title truly is one of the only companies that we have continued to do business with, because like us, you guys stay current with the market. You're changing, you're growing, you're evolving, and that's what we're all about. Also at the Expo, it's not just about the networking, but there's also the educational opportunity, because we're going to be having different classes, free education that we'll be running throughout the event, as well as, which we're very excited about, Home Depot this year. They are our premier sponsors. We literally have Home Depot corporate that are flying in with their whole team and everything, which puts a little pressure on, but that's good pressure to have. And they're going to be doing also live demonstrations. We've got a really nice little area that's going to be velvet roped off that they're going to be doing demonstrations of new product lines and stuff that are coming out that will coincide with also the special discount programs.
I was just going to say, one of the benefits of being a member of the REIAs, especially these national REIAs, is you're getting the Home Depot discount alone. I know when I go buy stuff and I just go into Home Depot, unless I'm a military vet, I don't get that 10% discount.
Right.
So, and by the way, if you're a military vet, flat out, you walk into Home Depot, you get 10% off. But being a member of the National REIA, you get so many benefits that it pays for your membership if you're actually doing deals.
Absolutely.
If you're just going to join a REIA, yes, it's going to be an expense. But if you're going to join a REIA and a national REIA and do deals, you're going to save money.
Listen, guys, the name of business is bringing value to your clients. Okay, Independence Title brings value to us. And has consistently over the years, and that's why we continue to do business with you guys. Same thing, we want to make sure that we are bringing value to people that do business with us. So for all of our members, we are the only chapter for the National REIA in Broward and in Dade counties. So what that means is that all of the special Home Depot programs, Office Depot programs, a lot of big boxcar retailers, we have those special discount programs that you can only get through us being a member. And that's one of the reasons why we became a member of the National REIA, is because of that, so we could offer more value to our members.
Awesome. So the Expo is November 3rd.
So November the 3rd, that's next Thursday, this coming Thursday. The doors open at 2:30. It's at the Signature Grand in Davie, Florida, and it'll be from 2:30 until about 8:30. For the first 150 attendees, we're doing a special giveaway. And then also we're going to be doing some giveaways throughout the day. Home Depot is going to be doing a couple special presentations, one at 3:45 and one at 6:45. That's specifically for contractors and rehabbers, and we have a really special giveaway that we're doing for them as well. And then of course, all real estate agents are free.
That's awesome. And I'm going to be there. I'm committed the whole day to being there, and one of the unique things about that is so many people come up and want to always ask me questions at the regular meetings, and I just don't have the time in that short networking period. I don't have the time to spend with them. So by coming to the Expo, you're able to sit and actually spend the time with me and be able to suck out the information out of what I have to offer, because as you know, there's so much. When you talk about having your license, I've had my real estate license. I don't practice, but I've had it for many, many, many years, since I think 2002.
Wow.
So I understand the business. I used to be a mortgage lender. I've bought and sold properties. I've rehabbed properties. I've bought properties using land trusts. So part of it is that we're not just a title company, but we're actually a title company that walks the walk.
Yeah.
We don't just talk the talk, which most of them do, is they just talk.
Yeah.
But they, like I say, if you're an investor and you're selling a product, you've never done a deal yourself, how can I invest my time as you as a mentor if you've never done a deal?
Sure.
It doesn't make sense.
And as a client too, I mean, we've had Kevin come in and educate our members. I mean, we've had 200 plus people sitting at our meeting, and Kevin for 30 minutes is giving some free education, which is very, very invaluable. We always get a good response from that.
And that's what these videos are for. Subscribe below.
Absolutely.
That's what we're doing here. We're educating people every single week on topics that you really need to know about. So just to recap, because we're running out of time, get your real estate license. If you don't hold a current real estate license, get a real estate license. Put it with maybe 100% company out there. Keep all the commission. If you need some training, maybe go to one that offers some training. Second, make sure you're a member of a Real Estate Investors Association. It takes time to grow this business. It's not get rich quick, flip a deal, make 50 grand. It doesn't happen that way. Although it could, it just doesn't happen.
Walk before you run, guys.
You gotta walk before you run.
November the 3rd, Signature Grand, doors open at 2:30. Home Depot is a premier sponsor. We're also going to have the Miami Marlins and Miami Heat there as well as some sponsors. So
I'll be there.
Yeah, so it's going going to be a great time.
Thank you very much
Thanks
for
the
joining
time, Kevin.
us.
Appreciate
Don't
it.
forget to subscribe below. Watch out for our next Title Tuesday. Subscribe to Get You Moving Mondays from BREIA. Again, it's another great video series that they do every single Monday because it's about motivation, it's about inspiration, it's about education, and making sure you have all of the tools necessary to be successful. And in return, givers gain. We look forward to seeing you at the closing table.